And we're live. Good evening and welcome to Tier 1 pre-season test. I'm Two-Spell Wizard. Oh, I'll get it out eventually. And I'm here with Blaze tonight. How are you this evening?
It's good to be back here in Belgium for this pre-season testing for the Premier tier of Contest of Speed.
Indeed. I'm loving how you can be on board with them as they come out the garage. Oh, that's definitely new. Let's get the telemetry up around this massive track. So there's not going to be that many laps done by these guys in practice. We've got half an hour as we build up to what's hopefully going to be another ridiculous one-shot qualifying. I think we might see a few disqualifications up Radion.
It's amazing watching one-shot qualifying from this view. Because you just see names flying on the left-hand side.
Oh yeah. So some of the drivers coming out on an assortment of different colours. You've got a code rainbow going on all over the grid at the moment. Look at that. Sunny here, weirdly, in Spa. Can everybody hear us in the chat? Arbar's there. Arbar, you cheeky monkey. Has Cookie got a problem? Or is he just letting everyone through?
I think he was just letting people through. So.
Fair enough. Keep on board with the crazy man. There we go. No, we love it, Arbo. We love it. I mean, we've got 13 out of 20. That's not bad going, to be fair, considering it's not compulsory.
Enough for it to count as a race. Just.
Well, exactly. It would just about count as a race as well. And we'll go through the teams in a little bit, but if there's anything anyone wants to talk about in the chat, we're obviously missing our champion, Lewis. He's not here this season. He won it at this, so he didn't win it at this very track. In fact, he was 0.007 of a second away from winning it at this track. Didn't set that fastest lap.
But we do have the People's Champion in the Williams.
We do have the People's Champion in the Williams, who's being stalked by his teammate.
Well, in the constructors this season, I don't know about.
I mean, I hope they don't, because it's such a boring car to look at. I mean, I have enough with my toothpaste first thing in the morning and first thing in the evening.
You're not a fan of the Sensodyne?
No, I mean, I don't know what they're going to do next. We've had Colgate, we've had Sensodyne. It's going to be like Alpecin caffeine shampoo next, or something like that. It's just, if somebody could write to Claire Williams and just, or maybe just, I mean, I know she's a rich lady, but if you could donate some imagination to her, then we'd all be better off for it. I mean, I thought that the Alpha Tauri was going to be the most boring livery I've ever seen, but this takes some beating. I mean, I've seen my team sponsors better than this. I've seen people make their own out of the limited resources on this game.
Are they going to go side by side?
They're having a bit of formation flying from the Williams. Well, they've got to do something to spice up the Williams, let's be honest.
It's nice to see. Obviously good friends, these two, so. Montana
back, he sets a 42.5, which could be good. I don't know, I've not driven around here yet. I mean, I've only got as far as Silverstone on my team, and the online races I've driven is Spain and Bahrain, so could be good. 42.5 sounds decent enough in a practice session. Is he low on fuel? He is low on fuel. That would have been a quali run then.
So, Montana out for a quali run early, interestingly.
In the black Mercedes. Now that's how you do a livery, let's be honest. I mean, we were all very angry at the start of the season when they released that red blob on the top because of their sponsor with Ineos. But then, all of a sudden, it's not grey anymore, it's not silver, it's black, and suddenly the red works on. It's just been overtaken by the de facto sexiest car on the grid, which is, of course, the Alfa Romeo.
Dare I say, slowest car on the grid.
Oh, it is the slowest car, but it is also the sexiest car, driven by the greatest of drivers around this circuit. Kimi Räikkönen are in this
Antonio
case.
Giovinazzi.
NSX Mads. No man has ever. God, just look at it. It's just it's beautiful. Let's put some pornography on the screen for our viewers.
I want to put you on the spot.
Go on.
Mads is coming around campus now towards Blanchemont. If he goes for another flying lap, I want you to commentate the flying lap, naming all the corners as you go.
Oh no, do I have to?
You do, I'm afraid.
That's just absolutely outrageous.
You come to a historical circuit with corner names, and you expect me not to ask you to name them all?
I'm going to pronounce some of these wrong. Well, that was the bus stop. Not sure if it is anymore. So he's coming into La Source, of course, in the beautiful Alfa Romeo, sponsored by Orlan. Other products are available. Hill into Eau Rouge and then up the hill through Radion, actually. Past the Kemmel Kink, onto the Kemmel Straight. You won't expect me to name the Kemmel Kink there.
No, I was expecting you to name the Kemmel Kink.
Lecombe, very fast corner. Going in 5th gear, I'd have picked 4th personally, but what do I know? I'm only in Tier 2. Through Malmedy. Doesn't use all the exit curb there. Round Brussels. Down, dipping through No Name. Also in 5th. He seems to be a bit higher on the gears than I'd anticipate. I don't know about you, Blades.
It's, well, I use automatic gears, so.
I'm a bit confused about the gears there. Through Lavagna, exiting into campus, as you mentioned earlier. Past Stavolo, lovely theme park about 5 miles down that way. Plopsa-Coo, everyone go visit it. It's got a lovely toboggan. Also, really nice mini hypercoaster in the woods. Very weird water ride as well. Blanchemont, where Max Verstappen likes to do things. Through the dilapidated bus stop chicane and into the pit lane. I mean, it's not really a bus stop anymore. It's just a chicane.
It's just a chicane.
It's half a bus stop.
Didn't expect you to mention Stavolo. That was
Was that a Brucey bonus there round Stavolo? I did forget to say poo on as we went round it. I got distracted by the gears.
But you said you pronounced Fanya right. So.
There we go. Cookie going through Radion actually. Oh, go
on. Spa-Francorchamps. I can't remember the exact distance, but it's not that far away. It's something like 2-3 hours away from the Nürburgring. And I didn't know that until about a week ago.
Yeah, it is quite close. I mean, Michael Schumacher used to claim both sort of as a home race. I think it was closer to his home to come here than it was to go to the Nürburgring, but obviously the Nürburgring is in Germany. We will be returning to that in real life later on the season. Get on it, Cody's. I know you said you're not, but please get on it. I know you've got a model, bit of a slide there from Cookie. I know you've got a track model for the Nürburgring and you've got a track model for Imola as well, so get on with it.
It's 89 kilometres away, the Nürburgring.
There we go. I didn't know the exact distance.
This beautiful piece of...
Do you know what, speaking of sexy cars, and we're not going to mention Sexy and Cookie together very often, but the Renault stands half a chance in the black and yellow livery of deposing the Alfa Romeo. The only problem with the Renault is from on board it looks disgusting. It's too yellow on board. No pink Mercedes here today. Officer 1's been disqualified for being parked somewhere.
He is in the... I can't tell, his car's already disappeared. He's in the Alpha Tauri.
Right, that's good, we don't have to look at one of them either.
Oh,
we do have to look at two... It's very Marmite, the Alpha Tauri. Now, I mean, I know universally the Williams is panned, but the Alpha Tauri is very odd. So some people think it's brilliant, and other people like myself think it's incredibly boring, and I'd rather sort of take a belt sander to my face than look at the AlphaTauri.
Well, I'm actually very happy that I ended up in the AlphaTauri for this season.
Well, yeah, I would be too. You wouldn't have to look at it then, you just have to drive it. You only have to look at one of them, suddenly you've halved the amount of AlphaTauris you have to look at.
I was very excited when...
No, the Cookie Grandstand hasn't been closed partially because of upgrade to the stand. It's been closed due to social distancing, because we all know that Cookie can't socially distance.
And if I look back through the cos chats, I'll find the main writer and I'll post it in the community if anyone's in the Discord.
It's nice
to see. It was a meme when Cookie first joined the league. And somebody had put the Cookie Monster in place of Nico Hulkenberg in front of the Renault car. So I think we should bring that back for this season.
Oh yeah. It's nice to see the Haas back in traditional colours, although I am a bit disappointed it's not the Star Spangled Banner, although from the front it looks very American.
I did like this Haas when they ran it, obviously 2018 and the years before, but something about the black and gold Haas in
It wasn't quite right though, was it? It wasn't the right balance of black and gold, I don't think. Plus we all know that Rich Energy is an absolute joke.
And that's why they're buying Sunderland.
Massive club.
Indeed.
So we might as well start with the cars. We've got both Hasses here. So we've got Jacob and Big Slater. I think they're a pretty decent pairing, to be fair. I mean, I don't think they're going to challenge every race, but I think either of them both pose a shock factor at any given track.
Well, we saw it last season in Tier 2. Slater showed he had unreal pace. He kept up with Thomas, who's also back in Tier 1 for this season. So, and Thomas was running away with that title, so hopefully if he can produce some of the same, then we might see him up there challenging.
We're looking forward to a very competitive Tier 2 this season. It was a bit irritating having a Michael Schumacher in the league.
Yeah.
But fair play to him.
Hopefully more competitive.
It was certainly very close last night. So yeah, I mean, I think they will on occasion score massive points. Both drivers I would consider to be quite sort of solo artists, so I mean it does sort of suit the Haas mentality of their drivers a bit, doesn't it? 'Cause, I mean, Romain Grosjean and Kevin Magnussen don't really ever work as a team. They're just sort of in it for themselves. Haas is more like sort of two teams, really, isn't it? And I imagine Jacob and Slater will just be going as fast as they can for each other. I mean, I don't think they'll trip up over each other. And they're both sensible enough to avoid going in the pit lane if the other one's in there.
We've seen Jacob at the start of last season, especially in Brazil. Varamir, I think, was his teammate last season. So then he was working as a team with him. So I expect that. Maybe,
yeah, that's fair. I think they were a bit closer, though, aren't they?
Work better as a team. Well, yeah, but I know Jacob. I've seen a little bit of Jacob, and he looks pretty quick this game.
He really does. He was pretty quick in a race with all.
Just on board with him.
Brilliant rallying through Pouon there. Absolutely sublime stuff. So that's the Haas team. I expect them to score quite a bundle of points. We got both the McLarens in. You want to run us through the McLaren boys? We're on board with Berlin at the moment, the Valentino Rossi boy.
Yeah, so in the McLarens, obviously, we've got VL46 Bolin and NSX Yelt. And can't really say much about Yelt. I've not seen him race much in the run-up to this season. However, just judging off his time, I know there'll be some sandbagging going on, but he doesn't look too bad. Maybe challenging for decent points all season. But Bolin, I will say, he's quicker than Thomas. And I've not seen him against Fruitful. Obviously, Fruitful, Season 4 champion. I think he'll be challenging up there for podiums. It remains to be seen in the Constructors' Championship. what these can do.
Don Armo's retired. He was in the other Renault, wasn't he?
Yeah, and I believe he's done a Kevin Magnussen there.
Oh no. Let's get on board with Calzo as he comes down the hill. And we'll maybe see the car stricken on the inside there. Oh, yeah, he has as well. Just as he disappears there. We'll talk about his teammate anyway. We've got Cookie's in the pit, so we'll stick with Red Bull. Calzo and Conzo, the troublesome duo there. Both like to turn up all the time, which is good. There were some connectivity issues toward the end of last year, but it's good to see them back. And Calzo's always got some great pace on him, and Conzo's pretty handy in the races as well.
Yeah, it remains to be seen, obviously, with a lot of these guys, because new to the league, but Calzo and Conzo have been here for a while, so Calzo showed some great pace, especially towards the middle of last season. I remember he got a podium in Austria.
He had a good run of form, I think, in the middle.
Fourth race.
Yeah.
So, Conzo was back end of the points, but he's scoring consistent points. Can help his teammate if he needs to.
Definitely.
And obviously brothers as well, so I imagine they will be working together.
I do love how aggressive the Red Bull looks driving round, to be fair. Very, very pointy car. It's almost like somebody's taken two frying pans either side of the front nose and just smacked it together, doesn't it?
Well, it's often people say the car reflects the driver, so it makes sense that it's a bit aggressive. Having Max at the helm.
It's true, I thought you were going to say that Alex was like a angry man hidden away. Right. Earlier, and we've got our team reigning champion Thomas just dropping down the hill. Rouge medium tyres at the moment at the back of the field. Set a representative lap time yet, I don't think. How do you reckon he'll fare back in Tier 1? Season 2, he was runner-up to double champ. Only double champ.
I think Tom can do well in this tier. Like, I think they can challenge for the constructors' title. I think they are the team on the grid. Well, it's the opposite of what I would normally say. Yeah, I think these guys will be challenging up there, maybe for double podiums most races. Fighting with Montana and Vaporizer.
That's I mean, they're both very handy in the race. I'd say, if anything, the weakness from Williams is going to be one lap pace. I think qualifying for both of them isn't as up the sharp end as either of the drivers would like, but their race pace and Fruit's ability to stay out of trouble in a race is probably second to none of the drivers that we know of in Tier 1. Fruit always punching above his weight on pace simply by being consistent and clean.
Yeah, and that will help them both a lot because good friends, as I said, so they will make a good team, and they're obviously both quick drivers, so
yeah,
you can
just
see Fruitful
exemplify
for the
that.
driver's title as well.
Fruit sticking a purple sector 2 in. Just as you speak, I think this is he's in hot lap and he has been the whole lap, so be interesting to see where he is compared with Montana, who set a 42.2 at the start of the session. Purple in sector 2, and he sets a 42.7, running out of DRS on the entry, ERS rather, on the entry to bus stop there, which is fair enough.
Maybe that's the thing with the ARS system in this game. it will run out. It is almost guaranteed to run out on your quali lap at every track. There's a few. I don't think it does at Monaco, but it's hard because you want that acceleration out of the last corner, obviously, to power you towards the line. But then you've got to figure out where else you can save ERS and drop it into none.
You do. Just before we wrap up the other cars, guys, put your predictions in for what's going to happen in the one-shot qualifying. Be nice and interesting to see there before we move on to Mercedes. Anyone who can correctly predict in the right order the top three, I'll give them a special prize. I'm not going to tell them what it is though.
And you can have a multi-pack of Freddos from me as well.
Oh, are you better on your Freddo bargains than one Thomas?
Yeah, I think I am.
I'm still waiting on them. Right, so Mercedes, just as Montana comes into the pits. I know. Well, we'll quickly brush through them. Montana, I know he's quick. Is he going to be reliable in the races? We'll find out. He's in the black Mercedes. He's with Vaporizer as well, who don't have much experience with, but I think Vaporizer is one of those drivers who doesn't use assists either. Yeah, it's pretty much all she wrote really there. They should be quite strong. They've got pace. It's just whether or not they can convert that into points, I think, really.
And it's all about reliability in the race. It's all well and good going pole by a second, but you have to hold a race together, and it's not the easiest thing to do. So, and like you said, it's Fruit's talent to hold a race together and stay out of trouble, stay clean.
He has an uncanny ability, Fruit, like a young Kimi Räikkönen, or even an old Kimi Räikkönen in the Ferrari, to just pick up relentless podiums.
Well, I think if Montana can do the same, stay out of trouble, he's just shooing for the driver's title.
Yeah, he's got the pace. Oh dear.
Obviously don't want to be saying too much at the minute, but...
I've had session no longer exists.
Oh dear. I shall get a message to Fruit.
If one of the drivers can re-invite. Beautiful.
We love this working game. It's esports ready.
Well done, Cody. We'll be back after these few short messages. Let's have a look in the chat. Montana Cookie Slater from Blaze. Montana Fruit Jolt from my teammate. Apparently spectators can invite now, Blades. That's... Oh, majestic. Oh, that's one thing they've done right. I mean, a stop clock's right twice a day, I suppose. There we go. Send a couple more while you're on that page, just in case of madness. I had to be careful to press the spectate button there.
Jumping in a cat. You belong.
Thank you, Unseen, for pointing out that they can do that. We'd given up hope of being able to do it from a spectator point of view. So we're back in the session. Where were we?
Vaporizer's arrived. So we can jump into a car. We just finished talking about the Mercedes boys.
So we'll move on to Ferrari, even though they're not here.
And they're also not the next team in the performance list either.
Well, we don't care. We just get on with it. That's what we do.
removed. Ferrari.
Ferrari, my personal favourite, good old Ghost. He had a fantastic run in the middle of last season. He's very much a confidence driver. I will uphold that. I think, in fact, I think everything I said about Ghost in Brazil pre-season test last year came true.
I was there for that. I can't remember.
So I will go with more of the same. He's very much a confidence driver. He does have the pace, but is prone to a bit of a wobbly if things don't quite go his way. He reminds me of Jenson Button in many ways. Like, if things are going well, he's one of the best drivers you'll ever see. But struggles to sort of fight around adversity, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and I noticed that I talked to Jordan quite a bit, and he was very much at the start of last season. He was down on pace, and he was thinking about taking a break, giving up. And he started getting better finishes, and
I think there was about 3 or 4 races in the middle of the season around Canada, wasn't it, where he just kept finishing in the top 5.
Yeah, he got a podium. He got 2 podiums last season, so it's nice. It's nice to see Jordan, really doing well, we shall say. And I hope to see more of the same, and more of the same for his teammate as well.
Yeah, we do love a bit of Matrix.
Cos regular.
I think, in terms of popularity, in terms of nice guys, I think weirdly Ferrari are the nice guy team this season.
Yeah, which is very, very
it reminds me of the days of Jean Alesi and Gerhard Berger. I don't think Ferrari have been the nice guys since way back then.
Matrix is a driver that I think it's impossible to dislike.
It's true.
He'll give you respect on the track. He's quick.
Oh, wild vaporizers appeared.
He doesn't give up. He's always there, which is interesting because obviously not here tonight. But can't help that. I know he was busy last season with work a lot of the time. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's in the pits.
Whilst we were off air, Calzo's bumped himself up to P2, showing his pace. That it does really look aggressive, that Red Bull, doesn't it? It's not a pretty car, but it looks aggressive. Do you know what it reminds me of? I don't know if some people in the chat might remember this, but I don't know if you're too young for this, Blaze, but it reminds me of Robbie Fowler and how he always had that nose strip on to clear his airways in his nose, and it always sort of pinched his nose together. And that's what it reminds me of. Anyone in the chat remember
Titchy wants the Freddos.
Robbie Fowler?
Titchy's in for the multi-pack of Freddos.
He's in for the Freddos.
With a Montana fruit bowling.
And is anyone going to get a Wizard Award this evening?
Well, I think the executive decision for the lower tiers is that the Wizard Award is now 1 penalty. Because the track limits are so harsh on this game.
I managed one last night.
Oh, we've missed a team. We've missed a team.
Who are we missing?
The pink ones.
Yeah, well, I did say the pink ones, weren't they? But if you want to talk through the pink ones.
The pink ones, I believe both were in Tier 1 last season.
We've not talked about the Alpha Tauris either.
Ah, yeah. Well, we better wrap that up quickly. The pink Mercedes, obviously the racing point. Both drivers in Tier 1 last season. At the front end of Tier 1, I think, from what I can remember. So, yeah, it should be another one that's, challenging for the Constructors' title. So, hopefully a decent Constructors' battle this season instead of one team running away with it.
Definitely.
Alpha Tauri. I'm going to butcher I'm going to let you introduce the AlphaTauri drivers.
I thought you might, you scoundrel.
We got one in the lobby.
Absolute scoundrel. We got Officer Juan, who got disqualified early on. I can't remember what for. I'm guessing he was parked in a dangerous location. It does tend to disqualify you quite quickly.
He said he was trying to come back on the track and it disqualified him. I assume for driving the wrong way.
Slater's on a hot one. And I do. Oh, he's poo-oned. He's let a bit of poo out at poo-on, I think, is what he's done.
So he's got a wizard there with the classic commentator's curse.
It lives on. It lives on.
Can't go killing drivers this season, alright?
And we actually asked Casey, didn't we, last year, how we pronounce his name. And joke coming over the line having invalidated.
I still have no idea.
But he's in there as well. So I mean, quite a well balanced here. I think there's a couple of favourites amongst there for constructors' points, definitely. Drivers maybe a bit less hard to decipher, but Williams are going to be scoring points. Mercedes are going to be scoring points. Haas are going to be scoring points, I think. Under the radar, I can see McLaren and even Renault scoring points.
Yeah,
I mean, Donamo and Eat the Cookie is a good combo. So there we go. I mean, quite close. I mean, we've got 6 drivers there, all within half a second of each other, and we know that Jacob and Big Slater and Fruit didn't manage to get their fast laps in, so that's one thing to go from. Mad's right on pace there in the Alfa Romeo.
Unfortunately, didn't get to set a representative lap time, but
so we shall see as we head into one-shot qualifying. Just give us a little taster for next week. We should have a full grid next week, though. Language cookie.
it's a shame we didn't say that on the stream.
And here we go.
Another brilliant one-shot quality.
Thomas wanting to get going straight away there. Didn't give anyone a chance. They're all raring to go. Cookie's ready.
This is going to be like a horse race.
Which car should we watch? Should we watch People's Champ?
Yeah.
Because we kind of got to pick one.
Yeah, we do.
But I kind of don't want to jinx him. Thing on a string there doing its bit down the pit lane.
If you think you're going to jinx someone...
Well, we are with the People's Champ. The game gave us the People's Champ, so we're sticking with the People's Champ. Slater with an absolute late break into turn 1, but it's the McLarens that launched themselves off of the corner, especially Berlin with a great start. Down into Eau Rouge, up through Radion, Fruit in 3rd, Jacob in P2, Berlin still holding P1. As they settle there, Mad's got quite a good exit off of Radion. Montana with the brilliant line through Lecombe there. But they're messing it up at Malmedy. I'm cursing everyone in. Go on, Slater, he's on another hot one. Don't poo on. Blasts through No Name. Cookie got an absolute worldie through No Name there. Jumps up 3 positions. Slater holds it together through Poo on. Cookie messes up at Poo on. And Lafanya exiting out of here. Oh, Fruit's validated, running wide at Stavolo.
Both the Williams gone at Stavolo. Now, how many predictions did that ruin?
Dynamo's still on a 1 though. Montana's back to the top. In fact, he's taken top from pretty much from Lecom, wasn't he? He did a great bit at Lecom. But Berlin's back. I think Berlin's got a lot of straight line speed in that car. Calzo from nowhere. He was probably mistimed with everyone else. Now from that, from the way that lap went, I mean obviously mistakes could have got into it. I have the impression that Berlin in the McLaren has more straight line speed than Montana and Vaporizer, who seem to do better in the middle sector there. I think the Mercedes have gone for the downforce route, and the one McLaren at least has definitely gone for straight line speed, because he was rapid in sector 1 and 3 but lost a bit of time and places in sector 2.
Yeah, very interesting. Obviously, as you said, Montana had the lead basically from Lecom all the way to the bus stop chicane, so.
And then just got pipped there by Berlin and Calzo. Both Williams are disqualified. Cookie messing it up at Pouon. Slater somewhere on the lap, a bit later on. I wonder if Slater cut the bus stop, to be honest, because Fruit got disqualified at Stavolo. So we were on board with him. So Slater must have got disqualified further on, unless he ran, do you reckon he ran a bit wide at Blanchimont?
Maybe. It's an easy corner to run wider if you get it wrong.
I don't think anybody got the order, because I don't think anyone predicted Calzo on pole.
My Freddos are safe for another week.
I was going to buy someone a t-shirt from the Contest of Speed shop, but not this week.
Nice little segue into a plug there, I like
that. www.contestofspeed.live. Great merchandise. If you see something that you like the look of but you'd kind of like it changed a little bit, speak to Roland. If you grease his palms with some green, then no, not that sort of green, Thomas. Paper green, then Roland's your man.
Didn't even see who pressed the X button this week.
Yeah, it was Cookie.
Ah, of course it was. I think we should give him a penalty point just for saying he was going to do it.
So, formation lap away. Aggressive Red Bull. You can tell actually in the head-on shot that McLaren have taken... We talk about racing point copying Mercedes. I think McLaren have taken a lot of inspiration from Red Bull.
Maybe.
Because they've got the Robbie Fowler nose.
Looking back from that Red Bull at Boland's McLaren, obviously. Let's look at it like the front of the one.
Top 10, all on softs of course. Slater, Fruit and Cookie on mediums. Williams going for the split strategy. Thomas choosing the softs. Or maybe he didn't get time to change, we just don't know.
And here's this lovely graphic that we wish would stay longer, but unfortunately...
I missed it, I wasn't even looking. Is it gone? It'll be back on lap 1 though. There it is. So it's saying lap 5 to 9 for the softs onto the mediums. I wonder how much money Amazon paid for that. I bet they didn't put taxes on it though. Sorry, that got incredibly political very quickly.
Oh, I wasn't going to say anything. But...
I mean, not all people who don't pay their taxes are bad. I mean, we all love take that.
Oh, I think Yelt's like that.
Oh.
He's a shame. If he can get back into the lobby, then he will be able to...
You can whip him over an invite. In the Lando Norrismobile. So we go back on with Calzo. Predictions in the chat, please, gentlemen and ladies. and various other life forms in between. I know we've got people like Steve
Cyberman.
and Titchy lurking. As human, he might be.
I think.
Sabine, is he? No, that would be the other brother, young William. Lap 5 to 9 or lap 6 to 9 to go on to the halves. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So, lots of smoking off the line, 5 red lights, and tier 1 is away, and there's no glitch. It's spectacular, it's beautiful, it's majestic. There's 2 Mercedes hunting down the Red Bull and the McLaren into La Source. Pit stop strategies ahoy. We've got absolute calmness at turn 1, although there's 3 wide going down into Eau Rouge back there, and they've settled each other out there nicely. The boring AlphaTauri on board. Montana's going to make a move for P2. Is he going to make a move for P1? Around the outside of Calzo, but Calzo holds firm. Damage is on. So any infractions from these lads will result in ouchie. Fruit is all over the back of Officer Juan. I love that Juan is back because I love saying Juan. That predicted stop strategy can go now. I'm pretty sure that predicted strategy is the wrong way around as well. Surely you'd come in earlier for hards than you would for mediums. Not that I'm doubting the mighty Amazon.
Well, it's saying to me now that they'd stop on lap 10 for hards, so...
Officer Juan has got away a bit there, and now it's Cookie putting pressure on the People's Champ. Berlin is not letting Montana escape either. And vaporizers all over the back of Conzo. 1 and 4 for the Red Bull lads. Cookie thinks about it, but he's polite, bides his time. Officer Juan behind Jacob now. A move from Slater attempting up the inside of Mads, but he pulls out of it. It's going to be an absolute drag race. Full beans. Montana's lagged off the order, but he is in P2. And we've done the conventional jumping straight to lap 3 nonsense.
Well, takes a lap away from this race.
Lap 2 just doesn't exist on F1 2020.
No, no.
Fruit sticks it up the inside on Mads. Mads gets it wrong at no name, but he holds it spectacularly, but now he's got Slater all over him. Side by side, the move is done before Pouon. I love this track. Don't you, Blades? Don't you love this track?
I do love this track. Not to drive, though.
I know that Spud's waiting for there to be a crash, because I think Spud gets far too excited at how excited I get at a crash. Go on, in the chat, who's going to predict the first retirement from a crash? I'm not going to say it.
Alp said that a Renault would crash at Pouon.
Okay, we'll keep an eye out for it. Penalties are ready for Jacob. Montana all over the back as we start lap 3, round 2. DRS will be enabled this lap.
Should have been enabled last lap, I tell you.
Calzo with a fantastic exit, but now he's just being reined in by the slipstream. Montana doing very well to hold it under the dirty air.
Volley.
And is Calzo going to go from first to third here? Beautiful camera angle there, Cody's.
Little bit of a nick on the rear left.
And Conzo too far back to benefit there. Montana takes the lead. So the Red Bulls and the Mercedes both looking tasty. People's Champ Fruit already up to P7 on the mediums. Slater right behind him, not letting him go. Cookie not faring as well, cutting through the field. I think Vaporizer on Conzo is probably our closest battle at the moment. I mean, they're all within DRS of each other at the moment, apart from Jolt, who's lagged out. I don't know if he's back in yet. He's going quick enough, I think, to be in proceedings.
I don't think he's back in the car. He's still ghosted, so...
He's still ghosted, fair enough.
As they climb
Blaze
towards
goes
the
with Cookie for a crash.
Montana crucially breaking the DRS.
He's the first man to do so. The whole rest of it fruitful all over the back of Don Amo. Comparatively, he's getting a fantastic traction there. Montana sets the fastest lap. Now, what will be interesting is the overcut was OP in Bahrain last night for the Tier 2 boys. Is the overcut, which is traditionally strong in Belgium, because on this game I think the overcut is quite powerful. Is it going to be he who blinks second who gets the advantage this time round? Berlin a bit too far back, but Vaporizer side by side with Conzo. As they get to Le Combe, is it all going to end in violence? No, it doesn't end in violence. I just love this track. It's a majestic creature. I'm so glad that it's still on the calendar for this season.
Yeah, are we going there after Spain? Or is it after Italy?
Before Italy. What's the other track before Italy in that trio? Because we've got Silverstone, Spain, and then is it just Belgium, Italy on their own as a two-piece?
Yeah, I think so.
Dynamo with some penalties there. Bit split up here, but Fruit is again hustling Dynamo in the LGBT. Williams, he goes at the inside of Blanchimont. Fantastic move. Fantastic move. A little bit of a lock up there, and he goes for the pits. Interesting. They obviously think that they can last.
That Williams was getting a bit smoky at the back, so it's almost like real life. We've seen this season the Mercedes engine cars blowing smoke out the back. So
Berlin inherits the lead. Vaporizer crucially just inside DRS, but he was just outside of it at the detection point by 1,000th of a second. Slater wide open behind Donamo. That sounded like a very, very bad explanation of man spreading there. Fruity's got DRS from Jolt.
I love that. Whenever you ghost through a car on this game, they just have a little wobble.
I like it when the shadows disappear. Officer Juan with a penalty. Anyone going to be clean today? Will the front lads pit? Vaporizer running wide.
It'll be interesting to see what Fruit can do on these softs. He obviously thinks they can last. We wouldn't have gone on to them if he didn't.
Slater still not letting Dynamo go. Slater, of course, on the mediums. When will he pit? He stays out another lap. Everyone else is in, so Slater leads the race. From 11th.
Coming up on the back of Jolt now. We'll be looking to get DRS maybe down the Kemmel Straight. Pit window is open for the soft.
So as I say, takes Vaporizer, Fruit gets the undercut on Vaporizer and he's on the soft tyres, remember. He's going to be handy.
Just needs to be quick and...
But Vaporizer's going to have the DRS, he's going to come straight back at Fruit. Cuts back ahead of him. Very aggressive, but definitely within his rights. Don Armo all over the back of Jacob. Jacob has got the jump with pitting a bit earlier. Montana, it'll be interesting to see the gap between him and Slater, which is actually getting bigger at the moment, slightly. And now it's coming down a bit, there we go. Thomas with a penalty cut for cutting No Name by the looks of it.
It's interesting.
So No Name is a 5-second penalty, unless he overtook someone off track.
Yes, it said he gained a place.
Okay, so he overtook someone off track.
I think he overtook Mance. Or maybe yelled, then didn't give the position back.
Half a second in the second half of the lap. Fruit and Vaporizer. Vaporizer will not have the benefit of the DRS from the car in front unless he can get... Oh, he does get the bus stop hooked up. He'll have DRS down this start-finish straight. No, he doesn't get it, actually. Interesting. Slater in the box. Be interesting to see what the pit delta is, actually, when he comes out. Slater is out behind Donamo. And he's 8.3 seconds. You need about 19 seconds here in Belgium.
Here comes Fruit. Passes Vaporizer on the inside.
And Slater's coming straight back at Donamo, but Donamo's got DRS on Jacob, so Big Slater's teammate actually stopping him from being able to get that overtake done there. But he's got so much more grip on the soft tyres. He almost drove right around him then.
Fruit and Calzo running a little bit wide through off camber Brussels.
Still no crashes as we're watching the Renault sandwich in the Haas burger buns.
Fruit forfeits of a penalty. Maybe unfair, but
so much grip. Cookie's getting like 3 penalties a lap at this rate.
Cookie's going to get disqualified.
Donamo with a wobble through Stavolo. And Big Slater goes around the outside. He's going to get it done before Blanchimont. He does. There's a yellow flag at the exit of Stavolo and it's Thomas.
Yeah, and I think if we go on board with Yelp, we'll end up finding out. Safety car.
Safety car deployed. Oh ho
Thomas,
ho ho.
I think Thomas has crashed into the wall
the outer wall, yeah, no, I think he has, yeah.
Cookie retired, is that in the pits? I think so.
Yeah, Cookie's retired in the pit lane. Montana stayed out, and yeah, all the people at the back end, Jacob's pitted. So they're all coming in. He's coming for mediums, weirdly. Everyone else on the soft tyres.
And I think Montana's played a blinder. There won't be DRS until the end of the race.
Imagine
it's not behind the safety car.
It'll come in at the end of next lap. I think it might come in this lap.
I don't... Where is the safety car?
The safety car is coming down the hill towards Lassor, to Eau Rouge. So it will be the next lap. It's waiting for the leader. It just missed because it came out, didn't it, as they were coming down the hill, so it would have popped out the pit lane behind them. So they're all driving to Delta. Montana, who'd broken DRS, is going to have to deal with some very fast charger and a fruitful coup in the LGBT Williams on side. Slater's going to be handy as well. Armo could in theory pit and not lose out.
Since they are driving to Delta, yeah.
Oh, he's touched the back. He is going in. He touched the back of Slater there, but he didn't get a penalty. So Don Armo's going to come in. He's got a 15-second advantage to Jacob, who is now no longer driving to Delta because the front runners have crossed the line. But he's boxing as well as Jacob, so Officer Juan is next. And he's quite a bit further back, so yeah, Donamo's not going to lose a position, I don't think, and he's going to get some fresh softs. Officer Juan coming down the straightaway now. And he's going to gain on Donamo, I think. Conzo's through as well. Donamo has lost a couple of places in the end there, because obviously as the front runners crossed the line, they weren't going to Delta anymore. So he's lost out to Officer Juan and Conzo, but that's not bad considering that they'd have been right behind him anyway on fresh softs, and now he's got fresh softs as well.
And they need to catch up to the back of this safety car.
Oh, they will do.
And
of course, their tyres are going to be so much warmer when they get to the back of this train.
Yeah, not really seeing much tyre warming going on from Montana, so...
We got a Michael Schumacher helmet here, good lads. 2000 helmet. Vaporize is the big winner so far. Yep, only the one Schumacher helmet, and that's Vaporizer in the Mercedes. Safety car in.
So there will be no DRS. Sprint to the finish.
Oh, absolute queues here.
Montana waiting a long time.
I mean, he's got till the start-finish line, so... They want to bamboozle him. The man I want to watch is Fruit. It says Fruit Softer 11 laps old. That can't be right.
Montana's got a bit of a slide as he controlled the restart.
And don't forget, no overtaking to the start-finish line, guys. You can go as fast as you like, but you're not going to overtake anyone until then. He's almost got the whole of the DRS segment. There won't be any DRS, of course, for the rest of the race, like you were saying, Blades. So it's an overtake fest, and Berlin's got much more of it. So is it going to be a drag race down the Kemmel Straight next time by?
Berlin not burning, like you said, he's got...
Fruit with the better X, he's going to have the traction with the soft tyres. But Calzo holds it there, expertly done from the Red Bull man. You can see the extra grip that Fruit had there in the traction zone. But Calzo braved it around the outside of him, and it obviously turned into the inside for next corner. Slater gets past Vaporizer for P5. I think Slater's on for a... Don Ammo's round, is he? No, he's just lost a couple of positions. Maybe a slide. Slater wants to get on the back offer. I haven't seen Slater's name pop up actually for penalties.
No, that could mean a lot coming towards the end of this race.
Fruit with the switcheroo, doing the Nigel Mansell on PK. Calzo really doesn't want to let it go, but he just has to give up now. And now he's going to have an angry Irishman off his chuff.
That is not something you want. It's going to be a three-way drag race then. For the last podium position.
Montana should have enough in hand. Officer Juan all over the back of Vaporizer now as well. But yeah, they're all just sort of a bit spread out. Vaporizer's got a bit close to Slater. Can he drag him? He's not got the ERS available to him. If they can keep it close, there's going to be an interesting drag. Cowser picks up 3 seconds. There's going to be an interesting drag down the back straight up to Francorchamps. Big lock up from Cowser there. Let's go a bit further back. Jacob all over the back of Mads. Officer Juan's made a mistake and backed off. He's got damage. Don't know where he's picked that up. Is that wheel to wheel? He's picked that up. Montana's still a second clear.
Calzo in overtake now, coming down towards the bus stop. So is Fruitful. Who has less downforce? Who has the top end? Is Calzo going to dive down the inside?
I'll tell you who is going to dive. No, he doesn't. Vaporizer doesn't dive. Jacob doesn't, and they finish. Montana wins, we're in second. Slater moves up to third with lack of penalties, and he only got second. Fantastic stuff from your Tier 1 lads. I'm excited for next week. Even if it is Spain.
Just had to be that pose.
So there we have it, no interviews tonight, lads. But that is your result. Montana lays down the gauntlet in pre-season with a pretty commanding drive. He was your tip, Blaze. We've got two Michael Schumachers on the podium.
Big chin Michael Schumacher. Nice to see him in the game this year. But
keep fighting, Michael. Goat Simulator 2020. Slater were my predictions. That's what you get with his petulant Irishman. He always tries. Wizard Awards for Montana, Slater, and Yelp, who didn't start. So Montana and Slater. I did think Slater hadn't popped up. Quite a lot of people with just the one penalty. So there we go. Montana, Berlin, Slater, Fruitful, Calzo. All of those top 5 are ones that we'd sort of highlighted earlier on in the show. Jacob, Officer Juan was having a better race until disaster on the last lap for him. So we shall see you again this evening for AM1, and we have got EU Tier 4 racing tomorrow. I don't know if they're being broadcast, if they have a pre-season. If they are, we'll see those tomorrow at 9 PM. If not, stick around for 3 hours and you'll have, is it 3 or 4 hours until the Americans? It's 2 AM, isn't it? Yeah, 3 hours. So Blades won't be here next week apparently, so I think I'll be with another angry Irishman in the shape of Connell. It might be my brother.
I will be doing EU4.
Might be my brother though, so we shall see. Right, yeah, it's been a pleasure. Any closing thoughts from yourself, Blades?
We're getting good at predicting these tiers, aren't we?
Yeah, we're doing quite well. We know Tier 1.
Highlight the drivers in the practice, and then they're all in the top 5s.
Fantastic. So, it's good night from me. It's good night from Blades.